Hello everyone, Pallytime here with TGN.TV. In today's video we are taking a look at the primal boss encounter in Final Fantasy XIV for Ifrit. This is available to all adventurers, I believe around level 20, and if you are above that level you will be synced down to level 22, and this fight is also required to progress your main storyline. You're going to be viewing this fight from the perspective of a white mage, but I'll be trying to give advice to all roles that will be in this fight. So at the beginning, you want to have your tank move the boss so he is not facing the rest of the party. As you can see, he does a couple of AoE attacks. One is a frontal cone where he sprays fire in front of him, and the other is an AoE where he just does fire damage to anyone that would be close to melee range. For that reason, it's important that the ranged DPS and the healer kind of stays away from Ifrit for the majority of this fight, just to cut down on that AoE damage. Also, during the first phase, if you want to call this fight a multi-phase fight, there will be those cracks that form on the ground under a player. You can see it on the right side of the screen right now. If the player with the cracks under them does not move out in time, they will take increased damage from an explosion. Now, that being said, this fight is pretty lenient. The main part of this fight is DPSing down something that will spawn when Ifrit hits 50%. There is a lot of leeway for error on this fight. They wanted to make sure that this is like a learning experience and not you banging your head against the wall, I think. A lot of my party members here are taking a lot of unnecessary damage. They're standing in AoEs. They're not switching to DPS targets fast enough. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that could be improved, but we still got through the fight just fine. You can see Ifrit just hit 50% health. That means that the nail will be spawning. It is very, very, very important that all DPS switches over to the nail and kills it as fast as possible. Now, we ran into an issue where our tank used his limit break to reduce damage earlier in the fight for literally no reason. And that's not that big of a deal, but ideally you want to be saving your limit breaks for your DPS so they can burn down this nail faster. If the nail does not die in time, Ifrit will do a gigantic AoE that is guaranteed to wipe your entire party. We do end up killing the nail just in the nick of time, so I run to the middle and start to cast an AoE heal in order to top all of my party members up, because he will still continue to do that AoE even though the nail has died. This starts the second phase of the fight, which basically means you need to move out of more stuff on the ground. Not very hard to do, you just need to be aware of what's going on around you. Unlike a fight like Titan, if you get hit by any of these effects on the ground, it simply means that your healer is going to have to do more work, and that you do not automatically lose the fight. Ifrit, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic primals in the Final Fantasy world, and I really enjoyed fighting him. I especially enjoyed the fact that he was the first primal that you encounter, because it really sets an epic tone for the future primals that you may or may not run into in this game. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment down below as well, and if you're new to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Do you need some help on Titan? Well, I made a video for that. Don't forget to check it out.